in my pockets keep telling me it's gonna shower. Call up my homies, it's on and popping the night, cause it's meant to be ours. We keep a fadeaway shot, cause we ballin' and spittin' up every hour. Look, mama, ow, you just like the flowers. Girl, you the truth with all that goody power. You spin my head right round when you go down, when you go down, down.
You spin my head right round when you go down, when you go down.
From the top of the top, I watch her go down. She got me throwing my money up. Ain't nothing more beautiful to be. It's going down. From the top of the top, I watch her go down. She got me throwing my money up. Ain't nothing more beautiful to be. It's going down. Hey, shawty must know I'm the man. My money never like the #1 fan. Don't open my mouth, let her talk to my fans. My Benjamin Franklin's. A couple of grands, I got rubber bands. My paper planes making a dance. Yes, I'm like that's part of my. We building castles that's made out of. She's amazing, I'm fire blazing, hotter than Cajun. Girl, won't you move a little closer? Time to get this maximum rage that belong on a poster. I'm in the days that is waving at me like damn it, I know you. You wanna show like a hoster? Tell me whatever and I'll be your chauffeur. You spin my head right round when you go down, when you go down, down.
You spin my head right round when you go down, when you go down.
From the top of the top, I watch her go down. She got me throwing my money up. Ain't nothing more beautiful to me. It's going down. From the top of the top, I watch her go down. She got me throwing my money up. Ain't nothing more beautiful to me. It's going down. Yeah, I'm spending my money. I'm out of control. Somebody help me. She taking my bankroll, but I'm king of the club, and I'm wearing a crown, popping these bottles, watching they go.
You spin my head right round when you go down, when you go down.
Fall back, get back, do-do-do. Fall back.
Ball like yellow on leaves. Ball like an all-white shirt, no sleeves. Tell her with it like me. Blowing a coffee, he's asleep. You weak, chic. The web look at the boots, fleet. Headache. Got a hook till she give me a headache. Send me a text.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has come to East Asia in the bustling metropolis that is Tokyo, Japan. Today we start the new year with an NFC matchup out west, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seahawks of Tokyo. The kicker, Brandon Aubrey, is out to get this one started. And off we go here in Tokyo. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. Three tight ends are out there. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
At the 21-yard line.
Mama, I got what you need.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle.
One down, only about 500 more to go this season. He would certainly welcome most of his passes this year going as well as that. Now that the first one is over, time to settle into a groove and begin the long journey towards Week 18 and hopefully the playoffs.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
And a good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Holt. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
Here's Jackson to throw. This one left side caught by Gibson. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays. First and goal. A good chance for our first touchdown of the new season. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
Now it's Jackson. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Decision time, opening drive here. What would you do?
There is no decision for me. I'm the visitor. I'm on the road. I've moved the ball downfield. I've got momentum. I'm going for it right here. Look at that play sheet. Pick out your best play.
And even if you don't get it, then your defense is going to have a really good situation on the other side.
Exactly. And in fact, though, I'm not even telling my defense to get ready. I'm telling them to get ready to celebrate because we're going to score.
Now they'll empty out the backfield. Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. In motion right is the running back. They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. Touchdown! A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Niners are on the board here first in the season opener. Excellent start there. First drive of the season. Big-time success putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you got game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
The 49ers will line up for the two-point conversion.
Jackson here is going to look to throw. And it'll be intercepted.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for San Francisco.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41.
Taken down at the 41. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And touchdown! A big play there. 58 yards.
Easy, nigga. When you're over time, nigga. Like work, nigga. That's a 3 plays, nigga.
When they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
After one, a one-point game, 7-6. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. As they've got it as we resume action. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win. Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Here's Jackson. Now he's going to step up and run. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. They rolled out of the pocket right, and I think he wanted a little something more out of that play, obviously. Instead, he hit a safety valve.
It looked like two well-coached teams there, even though there was no yardage gain, because the offensive guys, they realized their quarterback was out of the pocket. All the receivers went to the right spots, tried to get in the sight line, tried to open themselves up. Just nowhere to go where they could gain yardage. How about the defensive guys, though? Did not lose leverage and kept their poise and made a really nice play. Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flipped field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Jackson going to keep it. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
2nd and 10. Again, Jackson. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 17-yard line. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. And Xavier Worthy, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the 49ers have retaken the lead. Now the 49ers electing to lead the offense out there and go for 2. No one left in the backfield as they send a man left. They'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And he takes a shot at the end of that play. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
And he spins past him and into space. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. A gain there of 30 big ones. On play action, here's Nix. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. 71 yards rushing for him in his first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener. Here's Nix. It's complete to Hopkins. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 18. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Hands it off out of the gun. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
A loss of 4 brings up 2nd.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Nix to the air. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Eighth play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. To throw is Nix. And he will find his man on the outside. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. Looking to put a drive together. Now it's Nix. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. Down to the 10. Touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 65 yards. And the Seahawks come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that makes this a 9-point game. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Jackson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. But plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about. And that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
That's into the hands of Worthy once again. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's second down.
Brings up second and 3 on the Seahawks 35-yard line.
To throw again is Jackson. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 19. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Jackson going to keep it. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
And he's got it. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. And Xavier Worthy, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the 49ers are back within a score.
The 49ers will line up for the two-point conversion.
They'll try and throw for it. And they're going to get the two-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for San Francisco.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
My partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And slow going there as they'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. The Seahawks send out their punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. That is caught. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Now it's Jackson. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Jackson will throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. In motion is the tight end Gates. Now Jackson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Now a 2nd and 10. Jackson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Wide open receiver, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
San Francisco.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Jackson now. Now he'll tuck this and run. Touchdown, 49ers! A great play there. Making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the 49ers have taken a fourth quarter lead. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
The 49ers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
To throw is Jackson. Now a run here, and he will get into the end zone for the 2 points, and that helps. That gives him a 7-point lead.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for San
Following the
Francisco.
touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
35-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big... There he goes, right side. Inside the 10. Touchdown. A big play there with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth. Aubrey now for the point after. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth. What a start to the season this has been. Back and forth, all tied fourth quarter as the kick is away here. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. Throwing is Jackson. That's into the hands of Worthy. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
I like what I'm seeing from them here. Tie game in the fourth quarter. They understand the situation. They don't need to be in any rush. Go ahead and huddle up and run your offense. That last completion put them in a nice position to take the lead in this game.
Jackson going to keep it. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
They come up with one timeout and the 2-minute warning to work with. Here's 1st and 10. Jackson going to keep it. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 7. A quick throw going to be caught by Worthy.
At this stage, you've got to hustle, got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's 3rd down now. Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
At the 1-yard line.
Here's 1st and goal. Here's Jackson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Throwing, Jackson. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. And if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback and then make sure you blanket the field.
Jackson to throw. Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to get it back here just past the 35. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Here's 1st down. To throw, here's Nix. Jackson with a catch. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. Throwing Nix. It's Jackson again on the reception. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
Out of bounds at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 9.
Here's 2nd and a yard. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And good work there in open space. He's got this all the way down now to the 32. Here's Nix. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. They'll come up now on 2nd down. Nix to the air. Now he's going to step up and run. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. I see you nodding your head up and down. That's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
Yeah, you have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
And here in overtime, a quick reminder, the game no longer ends following an offensive touchdown on the opening drive. Both sides will have the chance to possess the ball unless there's a defensive touchdown. In that case, the game will end right there. So conditioning going to be a factor here. Who can hold up to the test? It's overtime here in week 1. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They have fought hard to reach this point. They've got the ball first. Remember, though, even if they score, it would quiet this crowd, but it doesn't end the game. But a chance to put a solid drive together here and at least get 3 and hopefully for them a touchdown. We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on second down. Jackson going to keep it. Pass caught by Pearsall. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. That last pass puts him over 300 yards now in the game. More importantly, though, big first down here in OT.
And the team around him has a lot of confidence now after picking up that first down. Everyone seems a little more energized.
Oh, he just needed to throw it away, but instead, out of bounds he goes, and that's a sack. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Here's Jackson. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. That's complete to Pearsall. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Opening drive of overtime, and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. What a gigantic interception here in the first drive of overtime. And now, Charles, with where they're at on the field, I mean, they're already in field goal range to win this thing.
And the head coach is just talking to the special teams coordinator right now and saying, okay, where does he want the ball positioned?
He needed extra time to decide this one. The rushing score, and OT finishes it off. But all throughout, really just a great game to win.